Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Today, we're going to make a 6-ball arsenal with some old favorites and some new bowling balls based on St. Patrick's Day. This is going to be a nice, fun holiday video as we've done in the past with Valentine's Day, Christmas, a lot of other holidays. Make sure to subscribe to be the first one to see all of these videos before they go live. Make sure to buy a ZVL Bowling chamois down in the description, but let's get right into it. Starting off with the first ball on our list is going to be the Motive Evoke. This is more of a leprechaun on a beach day type situation. It's got the bright green in it, except it's got the nice blue and the pink. So it's like a more festive, like near the equator type leprechaun situation. So like I said, leprechaun on a beach day. This Evoke is a really good, strong and smooth asymmetrical bowling ball from Motive Bowling. It's a step down from a lot of their other big asims, but a step up from a lot of the big symmetrical balls that you know and love, like the Lethal Venom, or from other companies, Phase 2's, Game Breaker 5, things like that. This Evoke has been very, very good. And what we're going to do on this video is we're going to have a 1 to 10 Luck of the Irish scale. So 10 is going to mean this ball is it. This is the lucky ball. This one is absolutely fantastic. And then near the bottom of the list is no bueno. It's not a very good bowling ball. So the Evoke, we are going to rate on the Luck of the Irish scale as an 8. This Evoke has been very, very good for a lot of people so far. It just is that nice level of just strength, but also smoothness down lane. So it's not very good from deeper unless your name is EJ Tackett. But in general, this thing has been really good for Motive, and that's why there's a new Pearl variant coming out. Next one up on the strong and sharp category, we're going to put the gold ball, the Raptor Rush from Motive. So this is the brand new Goldie that Motive has. Motive usually tries to have an all gold bowling ball in their lineup. They had a golden Jackal a couple of years ago, and then they always try to have something else, or other companies also do. And this Raptor Rush is interesting. It is a very smooth Pearl ball, in my opinion. It's labeled as pretty sharp. Some people see it as pretty sharp. I don't see it as insanely angular or anything. It's very smooth when it hits friction. It isn't the best from deeper, and it needs a lot of oil, which is very interesting. Very odd reaction. I prefer the new Evoke Hysteria over the Raptor Rush. The Raptor Rush was very iffy because it is a strong symmetrical bowling ball with that insanely strong pearl cover stock. So very, very unique piece. I know there's a lot of people out there that absolutely adore this ball, which is awesome. That's very, very good. The all gold look looks fantastic. Glad it looks good for you. I don't see this as very great in general. So that's why we're putting the Raptor Rush as a 5 on our Luck of the Irish scale. So right in the middle of being lucky like a leprechaun or not as much. Moving on to the medium and smooth category, we're going with another green ball that was unfortunately just discontinued, and that was the Track Cipher. The Track Cipher was a very middle of the road medium and smooth bowling ball, symmetrical, solid. The core wasn't that big, the cover wasn't that strong. It just did everything you thought it would. Weaker than things like Game Breaker 5s, Phase 2s, Lethal Venoms, stronger than IQ Tours, stronger than Arctic Vibes, things like that. It was good for a lot of people. PWBA players loved it. However, it just kind of lost interest in the last couple of months. There's a lot of other really good balls in this category that have come out. Unfortunately, none of them being green, which is sad. But I believe it was just a little oversaturated. There were just too many good balls in this category. You had the Hazmat Solid, you had the Game Breaker 5, you have the new Hammerhead from Hammer. Storm has a million balls in this spot that are really, really good. So it's kind of tough to compete. And also, it was very, very close to a Venom Shock. And if you have a choice, you should pick a Venom Shock all the time in this slot. So unfortunately, the Cipher was just discontinued. It was a good ball for a lot of people. Went very forward, really good on harder patterns. Not a very good house shot ball, but that is okay. Not every ball has to be a good house shot ball. So on our Luck of the Irish scale, we are giving this ball a 6 out of 10. While it does rank pretty okay, especially when it just came out, it did really lose its magical touch near the end of the rainbow, and this one just didn't quite keep it for a full year. Now we're going to a brand new ball that is about to be released, and that is the IQ Tour AI. The IQ AI is a symmetrical hybrid bowling ball. It has that tried and true IQ core, little bit beefed up because of the AI tech in it, but then it also has R2S hybrid cover stock on it. This is the exact same as the old IQ Fusion, except this one is much, much different. Same cover, very similar core, but then it is a radically different reaction on lane. This one is shiny. It gets pretty far down down lane, but goes really sideways at the end of the day. It is a very dynamic bowling ball, which is very different for an IQ. Usually IQs are a little smoother and a little more round, where this IQ AI is a little sharper on the back end. It looks really good. There's a lot of good scores on it so far. People are generally really liking it. I think a PBA guy just shot 300 with it in the World Series a couple of days ago. But this IQ AI is only coming out this coming Friday, and because of that, because we don't know where it's going to be, but hopes are high for it because it is an IQ, we're giving it a 7 out of 10 on the Luck of the Irish scale. Yes, this ball is green. That should bump it up a little bit too, but this ball should be fairly good. There really hasn't been a bad IQ in a minute since the Supersonic and the Sonic, and we don't really talk about those. They were super weird, but in general, hopes are really high for this IQ, so I'm excited to see it when the general public actually can throw this bowling ball. Moving on to the weak and smooth category, we're going to an old bowling ball. So in the weak category, these balls aren't in production anymore. These are some older bowling balls that fit this category well, partially because there is nothing in the slot right now that has anything to do with St. Patrick's Day, but also I think this one needed to come out because you'll be excited to see the score on it, the Luck of the Irish score at the end. But we have the Storm High Road Max, the brightest bowling ball Storm has ever made, in my opinion. Bright, bright green High Road Max had the really strong NEX solid cover stock on it with the really weak High Road core in it. The High Road core is one of the weaker ones that Storm makes that is not a Tropical Series bowling ball. And then the NEX cover was the strongest cover stock they were making at the time. This ball sucked at the end of the day, very flat out. Apologies to anyone from Storm who's watching. Apologies to any Storm fans. This High Road Max was just not it. This thing did not know what it wanted to do. The cover wanted to hook. The core never wanted to hook. It was just very, very interesting. The best I ever saw this ball was when it was polished. Then it was okay on some house shots, but you really had to be rev dominant. It was just so wonky. The color was so cool. It was so obnoxiously bright. But the ball just was not it. High roads are so weird where if they aren't on an R2S cover stock, they don't roll good. The Night Road, the High Road Max, the High Road Nano, there was a lot of them. The All Road, a lot of high roads that just did not do that great. But then you have the High Road Pearl, the OG High Road, the High Road X. You had the new Road Warrior. They all looked really, really good. So very, very interesting. What are we giving the High Road Max? We're giving this thing a 2. On the scale. We're giving it a 2 out of 10 on our Luck of the Irish scale. This ball just is not it. You could probably insert some kind of potato famine joke in here somewhere about this bowling ball, but it just was not good. Anyone who threw it knows that. Our final bowling ball in the weak and sharp category is one that you all know and love, hopefully if you've been in bowling for a while, otherwise you've heard stories. It is the original gold ball. It is the IQ Tour Pearl. The OG IQ Tour Pearl came out soon after the IQ Tour Solid, and this is just an R2S Pearl version of the IQ. This is what both the Emerald and the Ruby are based off of. They're virtually the same bowling balls. The cover stocks are beefed up just a little bit, but they're virtually the same bowling balls, all high IQ Pearls, and this one was it. To find this bowling ball currently, you're probably spending $500 to $700 to get a new one. At a minimum, they're impossible to find. It is that good of a bowling ball. People still adore this thing to this day. You still have people bringing them to pro shops, getting them plugged and re-drilled, which is absolutely crazy to me. I actually have one on my shelf that's fully cracked right now just for shelf appeal. I never even threw the ball. I just found it one day and it was cracked and it looks good next to the other IQs. So that IQ Tour Gold was one of the greatest bowling balls made in the 2010s, and many people will agree with you on that. And that is why the IQ Tour Pearl gets a definite 10 out of 10 on our Luck of the Irish scale. This is the true St. Patrick's Day bowling ball. It is the gold ball, the OG gold ball that no one will ever get to for hype factor. All right, that is going to do it for our St. Patrick's Day lineup. I hope you guys enjoyed with our nice little Luck of the Irish scale. Hope you enjoy our holiday arsenals. Whenever the next holiday comes up, probably going to be the 4th of July, we'll have a video similar to this one coming out. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Go watch our other holiday videos. They're a ton of fun to make, just adding some weird, quirky, dumb things at the end of them. But otherwise, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys on the next one.